Hey everybody, it's Monster Zero, and I am back once again with another headphone review. Today I'm going to be discussing a brand new, yet to be released headphone from ZMF. This is the Verite. This is the flagship from ZMF, and it comes with the flagship price tag. The stock version is $2,200, and the limited edition wood is $2,400. As I said, it has a beryllium driver similar to the Focal Utopia. So let's get right into this review. All right, so a little background. A few months ago, I was in conversation with the owner of ZMF Headphones, and I was all set to buy the ZMF Auteur, which at the time was their flagship headphone. And the owner of ZMF was kind enough to inform me, hey, you might want to wait because I'm coming out with something that you may even like even better than the Auteur. And I was, of course, all ears. I'm like, oh, you're killing me, really? And he told me about this headphone, and then he was kind enough to send me the Verite along with the Owless and the Auteur, all three of them, for me to check out, to listen to give my feedback on. So they sent me this headphone about 2 weeks ago, and have you ever been, I know you have, everybody has, you've been in a nightclub or a bar or wherever, and you see someone across the room that just blows your mind. And he or she is super hot, and there's total lust, and you spend 2 or 3 nights of unbridled passion together. And then once you start to get to know the person, you start to see the cracks and the flaws in their character. That's exactly what has happened with me and the ZMF Verite. When I first got this headphone, it wasn't broken in yet, fully, the drivers. And what I was hearing was tremendous guitars, and everything was kind of pushed back farther. So the guitars really stood out to me. And then the impact was thunderous. And then I listened to more songs, and I started to hear the impact kind of impeding on everything else that the headphone was doing. And I was like, well, that sucks. So I'd skip a song. Anyway, I even got to the point where I put the headphone away, and I just chalked it up, okay, this headphone just isn't for me. And so I ended up ordering different tubes. And to cut to the chase, the tubes that I had in my amplifier were overdriving these headphones, and it was making the bass really thunderous, and it was kind of drowning out on a lot of stuff what everything else this headphone can do. So now that I've got the right tubes in place, and I've had time to burn in the drivers, let me tell you about this headphone. So let's start off with the build quality and the comfort of these headphones. Like most, if not all, of ZMF's offerings, these are once again wooden cups, handcrafted, handmade, simply just beautiful. I don't know if you can see that real well, but these are just gorgeous open back headphones. I don't know if you can see, but the opening is, the grill here is kind of concave a bit. It's really a stunning looking headphone. And it's also got openings in the cups. I don't know if you can see that here. Well, let me turn it around this way. Maybe you can see it there. And they're placed all around the cup to allow more air to pass through, and it improves the sound. Comfort-wise, these are once again much lighter than what I'm used to from the ZMF Atticus. These are very, very comfortable headphones. There's no hot spot on your head. It's got a leather strap that kind of disperses the weight. And again, it comes with a detachable cable, as you can see once again, like in the Owlus. There's no cable plugged into it right now, but it's a simple connection. The carrying case that it comes with is also top notch. It is solid wood, and inside it comes with another set of pads, which I'll get into in a bit, and it comes with a second cable. Now the second cable is terminated in 4-pin XLR, so if you've got a balanced amp, they got you covered right off the bat. With the pads, they change the sound quite significantly. The Universe pads that came attached to this pair have a warmer sound signature with more bass and a more holographic, if you will, head stage. The Verite pads add a lot more detail and treble. Now, the Universe pads aren't lacking in detail, but the Verite pads give it even more. They bring down the bass, and to my ears, the three-dimensionality of it wasn't quite as expansive. So, how do these sound? The million-dollar question. This is going to be hard. This is going to be challenging for me because I'm, as I mentioned in the beginning of this video, this is unlike any headphone I've ever heard before. I've had some nice headphones. I've never had the Utopia, but I've heard them briefly, and I liked them. But it was in a show environment, and it was only for a small amount of time, so I can't recall head-to-head comparisons. But I've had some nice headphones. I've had the HE6s. I've had some LCD2s. I've had the Atticus. These are all high dollar, $1,000, $1,500 headphones. This headphone is insane, all right? First and foremost, it is incredibly detailed, it is incredibly dynamic, and it has got great impact and extension on both ends. So let's get all of that out of the way. It's a fun sounding headphone, but at the same time, it flexes its technical muscles like no other headphone I've ever seen or heard. And because of that, that's one of the reasons why it's so unique. It's the head stage. The head stage on this headphone blows my mind. Now, before you say, well, it's probably your amp. The amp is probably helping. But I use my amp for other headphones, and no other headphones do what these do. So let's just get that out of the way first and foremost. With these headphones, and I'm not talking about psychedelic trance here. Psychedelic trance and Sybian, it's mastered and produced to be a trip. It's supposed to do this to you. I'm not even talking about that. That's a given with these headphones. I'm talking about stuff like Alice Cooper, Be My Lover, which is a pretty traditional rock and roll song recorded in the early 70s. And on other headphones, it is a right and left presentation. With these, I'm getting right, I'm getting left, I'm getting the drum rolls rolling behind my head. I'm getting guitar notes that start here and come inwards to my head. I'm getting other guitar notes that start here and finish here. I've got other instruments going on that just kind of hang in space in front of me. I mean, I was listening to, the other night, I was listening to Welcome to the Machine by Pink Floyd. And that's a trippy song, okay? It is. It's got a lot of stuff going on. I've never heard that song the way I heard it the other night. And right before I started this video, I listened to it again just to make sure that I wasn't crazy. And I wasn't crazy. It is a virtual friggin' psychedelic trip. Okay? So you have the detail, you have the speed. These are very fast headphones. You've got sub-bass extension, you've got impact. I've gotten these things, like I said before, to thunder so much, it was like, okay, this is too much. And then you factor in all of that, and then you take this crazy head stage. It's mind-blowing. Okay? Now, on some songs, that effect is obviously more intense than others. But even songs that present themselves in a pure left-right presentation on other headphones, on the same amp with the same tubes, these headphones take that same song and all of a sudden, it's just like an audio cornucopia of where things are coming. It's just like boom, 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 boom. I'm like, oh, shit. It's mind-blowing, okay? And you're probably thinking to yourself, well, for $2,000 plus, it better be. And it is. It is. This is, I'm going to say it, the best headphone I've ever heard. Okay, now, again, I've never owned the LCD4. I've never owned a Stax 009 with the blue Hawaii. You know, but that's like $8,000-$10,000 for that combination. And I doubt highly that that combination can produce the slam that these give you. Okay? So there are some other $4,000, $5,000 headphones out there. These are half that price. Do they compete head on? I can't honestly tell you because, again, I don't have enough experience with those uber buck headphones. But from the headphones that I've owned or listened to extensively, these are the finest, craziest, musical, technical headphone I've ever heard. I mean, it is really that good. And I really don't know what else to say about them. I haven't played any genre through them yet that it fails. I wouldn't say it is the best headphone I've ever heard for metal, but it's right up there. Trance on this is absolutely ridiculous. It's just, I mean, my number one trance headphone is my old Sennheiser HD250 because it's got that super deep sub-bass extension. It's got the detail, and for a closed back, it's got a pretty good sound stage, and it's got some three-dimensionality going on. This is just, it's like, it's crazy. It blows that out of the friggin' water. So, I thought I was going to ramble on a lot, but I mean, at this point, I'm kind of out of stuff to say. It has everything that you would want for in a standard issue headphone. Highs, non-sibilant, detailed, airy, check. Mids, stunning, gorgeous, great leading tone. As I said, guitar strums start here, end here, and then they kind of zoom back through the back of your head. I've never encountered that. Okay? Bass rolls deep and it hits hard. It's the presentation, the way it comes at you from all angles and you're not expecting it. It's like, whoa, where did that come from? Is, to me, what sets this far apart from any other headphone I've ever heard before. So, you know, what I said about amping these, about the Aulus and the Tours and the Atticus, it holds true with these. It sounds the best through tubes. It just does. It sounds really, really good through my old Sansui, but the Sansui is actually warmer than my tube amp. And these are a warm-ish headphone. So I definitely prefer the tube. And again, you're losing not a lot, but I would say a good chunk of that crazy presentation with the old Sansui. With my Gilmore Light Mark II, again, it was good. It just, to me, it's just not a good match versus other amps that I already own. Okay? So if you hate tubes, I'm sorry to break it to you, but these friggin' love tubes. If you got a vintage receiver, congratulations. You can still enjoy the hell out of these. If you don't have one, what are you waiting for? Go buy one. You can get a really good one for a couple $100. They're not that expensive, and they're so pretty. Yeah, I just, for a headphone that really disappointed me after the first day or two, not only have I done a 180, but then some. It's blowing my mind. And I'm buying these, okay? These will be my end-game headphone until I hit the lottery. That's just the way it goes. I can't afford, I never thought I could afford a headphone with this kind of price tag, and I really can't. But when you hear these, and if you got the peripheral gear already in place and all you're looking for is something that combines the fun factor with the technical capabilities with that crazy head stage, I think you're going to fall in love with this thing just like I have. So if you have any questions or comments about it, please drop a message in the comment box below, and I'll once again do my very best to answer any questions that I have. I'm not going to repeat what I said about ZMF headphones in this video that I did in the other video, but go back to the Alice review. You can't deal with a better company than ZMF headphones, okay? So check out what I said about them in that other headphone review, and it's the same company. So I'm super excited to get a chance to own these. And these are the best headphones I've ever heard. This is Monster, and I'll see you next time. Good morning, everybody. I am back with a small edit to put into my Verite review. I don't like to review headphones unless I've had at least a month or two with them. And considering I've only had approximately 2.5, 3 weeks with these, and I spent a good chunk of that time disappointed with what I was hearing, I've only really gotten about a week, maybe even less, of time to enjoy these the way they were intended to be enjoyed. So there were some things that I forgot to mention in my original review that I did last night. So I'm back this morning. I just woke up, and I have to send these back to ZMF today. So this is my last chance. What I wanted to mention that I forgot to last night was, I was raving about, the crazy head stage that these headphones have. Now, I've owned and heard other headphones with a similar type presentation, namely the Bayer Dynamic T1 when I had my Woo Audio WA2 tube amp. That gave me a crazy head stage as well. but it didn't have the slam that these do. And it didn't have the texture that these do. And it didn't have the musicality that these do. The HD 800 has a more expansive head stage than the T1 and these. But again, it doesn't have everything else that these have. I've heard headphones that slam harder, but they don't have everything else that these do. So, you know, I don't want to come off sounding like, you know, a kid with a brand new toy, because that's how I feel I kind of sounded like last night. But essentially that's the case here, because like I said, I've only had about a week to really check these headphones out the way they were supposed to be heard. And it's just simply not enough time for me to fully be able to get across everything that this headphone can do and does so beautifully. So unfortunately, here in about an hour, hi girls, what's happening? Hi, hello. I have to take these to the post office and get these back to ZMF for their ZMF Festivus that's coming up in about a week. And then I have to wait in line to get my own pair of these. So it's kind of a bittersweet day for me, because these amazing headphones are going to be leaving me and I won't get to listen to them again for I don't know how long. But anyway, I just wanted to add this a little addendum to my review. So yeah, I'll check you guys later.